Kimi review, guys. Let's go. HBO Max original film, guys. Let's get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? Angela, what movie are we reviewing today?
We're reviewing Kimi.
Yeah, Kimi, tell us, what is this movie about?
So it is during COVID-19 pandemic in Seattle, an agoraphobic tech worker discovers evidence of a violent crime while reviewing a data stream. And she's met with resistance and bureaucracy when she tries reporting it to her company. So to get involved, she realizes she must face her greatest fear by venturing out of her apartment and into the city streets, which are filled with protesters after the city council passes a law restricting the movements of the homeless population.
That pretty much sums it up, guys. I mean, this is right. I mean, Cat Lady Ange here, reading off the synopsis. Here's the thing. It's it's one of those movies to where we really wanted to go in with an open mind because, hey, it's Zoe Kravitz. This is the movie right before the Batman coming out. We know Zoe Kravitz. I haven't had a bad taste from Zoe Kravitz as far as like acting skills and all that. She's always been good to me, or just a good actress in general. And beyond this, it's like, hey, this is the movie right before the Batman, right before seeing Catwoman. I know you're excited to see all the cats that are going to be in Catwoman with Zoe Kravitz hanging out with all those cats there. What did you think of this movie, Angela? I mean, right off the bat.
So I didn't, get too much of a gist of it before, so kind of was going in kind of blind here.
Yeah, I didn't see a trailer, nothing. This is HBO Max, available right now on HBO Max, by the way.
But, it gets a very vibe. Like, it has some subtle undertones of, like, things going on in politics now with COVID-19. And she, in this film, it's presented early on that she suffers from agoraphobia, which is the fear of leaving her house or her space.
We were kind of understanding that because in the film, it kind of portrays that and also portrays it's going through the pandemic. So it's like, is she afraid of the outside or is she afraid of COVID?
And then come to find out it's both.
It's both.
There's a reason why she's like that. And she kind of gets thrust into like this, she discovers something she shouldn't. It's part of a larger picture. Yeah. And they kind of try to take her out for it.
Definitely, man. This movie just, the runtime for this film is actually not that bad at all, guys. I mean, in my case here, this movie was an hour and 29 minutes. I think that was the perfect runtime for especially for a scenario like this. Not that we haven't seen a movie like this before with corporate America is corrupt. We've seen a couple of movies.
But as far as the way it unfolded, it's a very simple-ish kind of story. Yeah. It has different, layers to it, but the plot itself is simple. Yeah. She stumbled on something she shouldn't. She tries to report it to superiors, and they kind of try hide it under the covers. Yeah. And what do? Try and take her out.
And here's the thing, Kimi comes out. Kimi's an actual comparable to Alexa and Google and all that. So it's very comparable to it, but it's like we literally live off of this thing called Kimi, and it's essentially you say Kimi or Alexa, whatever, and it really controls everyone's world there. And then to a certain degree of like the tech is almost taking control, not necessarily like Skynet, like Terminator, right? But it's almost to that context of really like people use it a lot more than we are used to.
It kind of mirrors Alexa in this world because it's just starting off. It hasn't really become internationally known as Alexa. No. I think it's just starting off. That's why there's a whole conspiracy of this
is better than Alexa.
This thing that Kimi, or that not Kimi, the main character Zoe Kravitz, she stumbled upon could really hurt Kimi coming out and being public or whatever it was. So it's really interesting to see behind the scenes because the main character Zoe Kravitz, she's like a tech analyst of some sort, and so she listens to
and it's funny because
errors and corrects it.
There's a lot of it to where like they don't listen to you like Alexa does and all that. So like Amazon people listen to you, and they have this interview and it's like, wait, what the heck? Like it's just the same, one and the same. And the main character is actually Zoe plays is actually, her name's Angela, which I thought was kind of funny. I was like, oh man, it's funny.
But it's really interesting to see, like, because you see it in the TV, in the movie when you're watching. You're like, does that happen in real life? Because we have Amazon Echoes and stuff. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Sure, pretty sure it does. But anyways, so it was for me a very centric on one character. They asked other characters, but it's really Zoe Kravitz who carries this film, in my opinion. And I think overall, she did pretty well.
Yeah, I was very entertained. I love the whole concept. I love the whole idea of this. Great introductory by by Zoe Kravitz here, because the movie really follows her. It relies on her acting chops to really entertain us, and I felt like it really did to a really good scale there. Now, would I say this is the best movie of 2022? I would not say that, but it is very entertaining, guys. It's a very good ideology, and I just love it. I love the whole concept. I just love her acting in it.
It's not, and I'm gonna put it straightforward, it's not action. It's not an action movie, and it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's very, you have to pay attention to certain things.
Yeah.
It relies solely on story, so you're not going to have a lot of action sequences. It's not going to be a popcorn movie. So it's just, it's not everyone's going to like it, but I enjoy this kind of films. So I enjoyed her performance in it. I think she did a really good job.
Definitely.
Overall, I think the story was pretty well done.
Yeah, I can't wait to see her as Catwoman, man. This is getting me pumped for Catwoman, the Batman. This is just like a teaser. This film's actually made by New Line Cinema, which is the house that Freddy Krueger built. And so, it's well known to like New Line Cinema to make these like not necessarily random films, but really just make these different movies that we're not used to, accustomed to. And I love that because it reaches a scale to where like, hey, maybe we could give this a try. We could give this a try. Maybe that doesn't work. We can try it next time. So I love that whole concept. I love that idea that they do at the New Line Cinema. But yeah, very interacting, good Kimi design. I love the way Kimi was designed in this, because it's very comparable to Alexa. It looks almost like Alexa, but it's not whatsoever. So I definitely, I'm excited for this. Was this the film that we deserved, Angela?
I would say yeah, because I mean I like films like that. They're just like a little bit different than your mainstream.
Yeah.
And it does kind of mirror in more ways than one kind of what's going on in our political climate now.
Definitely.
It doesn't focus on it, which I like. It's just in the background.
Touches it up a little bit. Yeah.
It touches on it. So I like stuff like that where it's not too in your face politics, but it does kind of showcase what we're going through now.
Yeah, definitely. And it's very comparable. I feel like in a sense to where like some people can relate, or if not, most people can, I would say, in this situation right here. And it's just a double hitter when it comes down to like the struggles you go with and everything. And it really touches up on Zoe, how well like she made me believe she had that. And it's very, it's a very good, hard struggle to go with, especially during the pandemic, especially because of all the germ phobia and all that stuff. So definitely an eye opener there. Ratings 1 out of 10. What do you give this rating, Angela?
I would give it in my opinion, I would give it a 7 because I really enjoyed like how the plot unfolded. Mm-hmm. I personally really enjoyed Zoe Kravitz's performance. I think she did very well carrying this. I enjoyed what happened in the end and how it unfolded and how it was all wrapped up nicely. I enjoyed the runtime. I think if they had added too much of it, it would have dragged a lot more. So I think it's a good runtime. I agree with that. I'm
gonna give it a solid 6, guys. 6. I really enjoyed this movie. There was very small dull moments that I kind of feel like, oh, we could have taken that out. But again, it would have been like less than an hour and a half. It's just very difficult. Maybe the runtime, maybe this way, this whole movie, maybe for me, it kind of felt like the directorial, it was getting misdirected on certain times of the movie. But not to say like it wasn't fully, because it was fully focused on her. But I felt like we could have got a little bit more character understanding as far as like the neighbors and all that, to where it kind of just doesn't rely on her and actually gets us a great movie. But this was a solid, good movie. It could have been a great one, but I'll say that, I'm going to give a solid 6, guys. I'm excited to see Zoe Kravitz in the Batman, and I'm excited for the Batman to come out. And she was really great in this. And it's funny, too, because there's certain movies and certain actors and characters that we, fall in love with. We're like, oh, that character is way better than the actual movie. And in this case, it definitely fell under that role right there. Okay. And Zoe Kravitz really was way better than the movie as a whole. That makes any sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right, guys. Alamo City Movie Talk does recommend this movie, guys. Be sure to check this out on HBO Max. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, have yourself a wonderful day. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that Kelly Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. As you can tell, I lost my voice. I was definitely singing my heart out last night at a concert in Austin. So it was definitely
nostalgic, yeah.
Great. Recommended. 10 out of 10 show from 80 Parade. But yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Check y'all later.
Wake up, wake up.